What is up, everybody, NC?
JC and
We're here with the Triple H is a bad booker on Counterprogramming AEW. I was going to do it on WrestlePalooza, and I'm like, you know what? There's a much bigger beast that we need to tackle here. It's the fact that this petty, very stupid man loves counterprogramming a company that is already fucking dead. So here's the thing, is like, for anybody saying, oh, you look at these fucking AEW fanboys sticking up for Tony. No, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. We fault both of them for being lazy and for being unproductive. But let me just say this about Triple H. For a man that has already defeated the competition, for him to go this extreme, where he's having to counter-program on ESPN's very first PLE with this BS. Look at this. He's wasting Brock Lesnar's return, who is without a doubt the best wrestler that they got. You're wasting Brock Lesnar's return to counter-program AEW. You're wasting AJ Lee's return. How many years has she been away from the ring? At least over a decade.
Yep.
At least over a decade. She's coming back
15.
For a tag team match, mixed tag, and you wasted on a fucking just a PLE to beat All Out? That's the thing, too, is like, I could understand if this was All In. It's fucking All Out, dude. And even then, Tony was like, he saw that they were counter-programming, and I was like, all right, just move it earlier. So he put the show on earlier in the day. No, and I'm not going to, oh God, the guy. Because I would do the same thing if you got this multi-billion juggernaut known as WWE trying to smash you when you're not even a threat to them. It's honestly like going around your house and smashing all the china just to kill a bug. What's the point?
It's overkill, honestly. And AEW right now, they're not in good shape right now. If anybody heard their last rating for Dynamite, they are not in good shape.
No, they're hurt right now. This is the thing, too, is I say right now, with the ratings being lower than ever, they got Dynamite below 600. They got Collision below 200. In a situation like this, I can tell that they're going in for the kill, but you don't need to. This makes you look so fucking petty, and not only petty, but unbelievably stupid, wasting all the star power when you could have just saved it. I mean, just think about it. You got a big show coming up in November. You got Survivor Series. How many people would be talking about Survivor Series in San Diego if AJ Lee made a return, if you had Brock Lesnar make his return in part of like some 4-on-4 tag match or some shit? And even, like, why are you having Cody Rhodes defend his championship belt against, Drew McIntyre? Why are you having that to counter-program AEW? You don't, like, it's unbelievable amount of overkill. And I understand that they're trying to load up the card for ESPN because they want to get people to buy it. I'm telling you right off the bat, it doesn't matter how much you fucking load it up. People aren't going to buy it because it's on ESPN. If they already have ESPN, they'll check it, you know? But I'm telling you, this right here, just because it has no prestige behind it, this event, I can guarantee you, is going to be one of the most lowest watched PLEs in a while. They're gonna grandstand and they'll be like, oh, the numbers are amazing on it. We did so good, blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to really look into it and you're going to see, no, they actually fucked up compared to what they were doing on Peacock.
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. One other thing, too, is that this is going to be compared, like, this is not going to be the only WWE PLE on ESPN. No, there's going to be a lot of others. There's going to be like WrestleMania. There's going to be SummerSlam. So this is going to be compared in the future to all of those, you know. But we got to, you know, look at, you know, WWE and what they're doing here. And what they're doing is they're, like what you said, they're burning up what they got now. What big surprises are you going to have in 2026 when Brock is not going to be there, when John Cena is not going to be there? Cody Rhodes is already not a draw when it comes to the ratings. I mean, look at fucking SmackDown, 1.1 mil. You know,
right.
What do they have other than AJ Lee, which in my opinion, I think that AJ Lee will bring people back temporarily. And by people back, I mean, they'll bring like, 300,000, maybe 400,000 at most. And then they'll tune right back out when they see the creative.
Well, they don't stay. That's the problem, is that for all these big Triple H surprises, he does what Tony Khan does. Remember how back in the day when Tony Khan would bring in all these indie people and all these fucking dorks online and were like, this jobber's a game changer. Oh no, this jobber's a game changer. And then they would forget about him a month later. That's what Triple H does. He does something very similar. He brings people back and has no real direction for them other than, hey, here's this big name. I'm going to keep them hot for a month or two, and then I'm going to let them die down and go to the mid card. That's every fucking new person or new name that he brings in. It doesn't matter their star power. I mean, shit, look at Roman Reigns. The biggest draw in the business, he already made him a fucking mid-carder. He had him getting stretchered out after getting beat up by Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
What promoter does that? They're like, you would never see Vince do that shit to Hulk Hogan.
No, you would never see that. And refresh my memory, but I don't recall AJ Lee ever being like a major ticket mover,
Never.
a big time merch seller, like a big difference of business. I get people want to like, oh, she started the women's evolution. That's not a good thing, first of all.
No.
She was a GM. She was all this and that. I'm like, but I look at it like, what did she do for merch? What did she do for ticket sales? At the end of the day, that's what WWE is looking for. And honestly, she wasn't even that, doing that great for ratings.
Well, and the thing about it is, too, with AJ, is it's going to pop all the fucking neckbeards online, but the big thing is that this woman has never been, like, a massive draw. I hate to say it, Nikki Bella is a bigger name and has more star power name value than AJ Lee. Just because all these fucking wine ants were watching her shit on fucking E. She has more mainstream appeal than, I hate to say it, than AJ Lee ever did. There's going to be, don't get me wrong, there's going to be people that are going to love to see AJ Lee back. She's in great shape right now. And they're gonna be hyped about that shit and call them, oh, they're the best couple around, CM Punk and AJ Lee. But the thing about it is like you were saying earlier, you can only sustain that heat for a little bit. They're going to get hot for them, probably see him in another tag match at Survivor Series. And by the time WrestleMania rolls around, nobody's going to care about what fucking stupid match he has. Nobody's going to care about AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch in some fucking street fight or some shit. Nobody cares.
No one's going to care. Now, I kind of want your opinion. Like, what do you think the rating is going to be for her coming back? Like 1.7 mil?
For SmackDown, I'm going to go for... With the trajectory and how they've been doing, I would say it's not going to be a sustained bump. You'll probably get a 1.3 or 1.4, but after that, it's going to drop back down to 1.2, 1.3. It's 1.4, I think, is going to be the peak. 1.2 is going to be the lowest.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, no, I can see that for sure because, people are making her out to be this big deal. And with wrestling fans, I get it. She is a big deal because you haven't seen her in so long. And so there's going to be that initial interest in, oh my God, AJ Lee's back. And then she's just she's going to blend in with everybody else.
Well, because the thing about AJ Lee is she's never been a huge draw in the women's division. I would have to say they've already brought back huge draws and have failed to use them. Look what they did with Trish Stratus. That is a perfect example. When you bring back Trish Stratus for the Royal Rumble, and keep in mind, when you talk about the biggest pops in the female Royal Rumble, it was Alexa Bliss and Trish Stratus without question. They own that shit. So to bring back not only Trish Stratus, but also Alexa Bliss, and fart both of their comebacks. I mean, they're both wet farts at this point. They've done nothing with Alexa Bliss. They've taken her and put her in a shitty tag team with Charlotte to kind of just be like, I guess, take the heat off of Charlotte. But no, it's like, if anything, you just make me dislike Alexa because I don't want to see a match with Charlotte and Alexa, So there's that. And then, even with Trish Stratus, you have a woman who's in great shape. She still has star power. She still could wrestle. And you just use her for one-time appearances. I don't get it.
Well, no, I don't get it either, why they do it. But then the other thing I want to point out, too, is that, AJ Lee is debuting, or she's coming back on SmackDown because it's going to be in Chicago. But that's not where she's going to be every week. And so, the USA Network, if they're expecting AJ Lee to provide the sustained viewership bump, that's not going to be the case. They're going to have her on Raw over on Netflix.
Oh,
they normally are.
Yeah, it's going to be a crossover thing. Well, that's the thing, too, I've noticed about Noseman is that there's no longer a brand split. These guys just show up on whatever show they need to show up to bring the numbers up. So I could definitely see it being something like that where they go over to especially fuck with Rollins and Becky because they're on Raw. Her being in SmackDown, it's just going to be basically a one-time thing. Triple H would be very retarded if he made her a SmackDown exclusive, especially with all the heat. You need her for the Becky Lynch angle. You need her for Seth Rollins. That would be incredibly dumb. It wouldn't surprise me. He's a very stupid man, but already from what we can see with WrestlePalooza, he's bringing in just so much star power, big title matches. For what? That's the thing too. It's right now, we just reported on this past TWR News the lowest ratings that Dynamite has ever received. They will never get... they have never gotten any ratings that are close to this. Rampage has. Rampage got in this range before they got canceled. But this is the lowest that we've seen for currently airing AEW TV shows. So it's a very, very bad omen for them. And Tony, he's not changing.
No.
you try to keep up on Dynamite and Collision, and he just goes back to doing the same goofy fucking 12-man tags. He goes back to doing just goofy segments, pushing a bunch of fucking cruiserweight indie jobbers. Oh, they're AEW exclusives. No, dude, nobody wants to see fucking Nick Wayne. Nobody wants to see Orange Cassidy. Go for it.
Can I tell you how bad? Because I did watch this past Dynamite. I tried to. Here's one thing that really drove me fucking crazy, and I found it so fucking stupid. So on Collision, on this past Collision, they had Tekla like spear Tony Storm and like get heat on her. And then on this Wednesday, Tony Storm completely acted like that didn't happen and said, "I'm open to all challengers." I'm like, you just got fucking speared. Do you not want revenge?
Well, and here's okay. I'm glad you talked about that bullshit on Collision. Did you talk about the bullshit on Dynamite? They had Riho come back after a 1-year hiatus to get a title shot. Now, keep in mind, like, I was just flipping through the channels on Triller, and they had, like, her come back at some ICW event, and they're making a big deal about her, and already Tony's like, no, I'm going to put her in the title match. So he's already given her a fucking title match without even warming up or anything. Not even a warm-up match. In my opinion, Riho's easily one of the weakest, tiniest women that they've ever had in their women's division, and Tony's just like, yeah, here you go, here's your title shot.
Yeah, and the only thing I have to say to that is 472.
Yeah, right there. Well, not only that, but keep in mind, this woman getting paid $400,000 a year. She was getting paid $400,000 a year to just sit at home and do nothing. So, Tony, like, that's the thing here, is like, there is no geniuses in pro wrestling.
No.
We're not making Tony out to be one. We're not making Triple H to be one. And even Nikki Bella was saying in an interview, she's like, I love what Triple H is doing with the women's division. He's such a creative genius. What you're seeing more than ever is you're seeing a culture of kiss ass. I mean, here's the thing that tripped me out, is Vince McMahon had the Kiss My Ass Club, and not even he gets brown-nosed as much as fucking Triple Nose does. This guy, it's like mandatory written in people's contracts. You have to kiss Triple H's ass at least once a month.
Which just tells me how insecure he is.
Yeah. He's honestly, without question, one of the most egotistical, insecure promoters out there. Especially when you're counterprogramming AEW, a company that's already dead. They're glorified indie with a fucking TV deal. And you're going out of your way to waste your top draws that you could have saved for a big show and built up with segments. But no, you're throwing away money. Especially on a guy like Brock Lesnar, who you know is working part-time. You know he's not a full-time contract. You gotta fucking save up the dates for that guy. And he's just, fuck it, throw it away on the ESPN PLE, nobody cares. Fuck it.
So my question to you would be, like, what do you think the next plan is from Triple H and Nick Khan about how they're going to kill AEW? Like, what's the next scheme they have?
Well, they always have a big bag of tricks. So first, it's going to be the ratings. They're obviously tackle them with the counter programming. I think another big thing that you've already seen is they're going to be starting to take away the key stars that they can. The young prospects, they're going to take them and ship them off to NXT. Anybody who's a big name that they can get to come over, like let's say Jericho, for example, which would be in the Royal Rumble if they can get that. Jericho would come over on the main roster and be a big name, and he'd probably take shots at AEW and be allowed to like take shots at Tony, kind of veiled. So yeah, it would be AEW talent or ex-AEW talent taking shots at Tony, buying up AEW talent, counter-programming. That's pretty much the main of their strategy right there, because their video game deal is dead. Just about everything about them is dead. It's going to get to the point, honestly, I think AEW is going to become a Florida promotion. I think they're going to be a Florida indie within a couple of years.
I mean, it's very it's very possible. I mean, because again, like, we're looking at the venues that they're booking. This ECW arena, it did not look like an ECW type of hardcore show. It just looked like Impact.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the 2300 arena, is to be jacking off and saying, oh, I can't wait to do 2300. It's awesome. It looks like shit on TV. I would be more happy, and I know we talk about this all the time, I'd be more happy at the Daily's Place. That is, It's the best venue in pro wrestling, and it doesn't get used enough. But yeah, this is the thing. It's like when you're going out of your way to counter-program a promotion that's already dead, this is unbelievably petty, and it's a waste of resources. And nobody in TKO, that's the thing, too, about Triple H, is he can just waste money, push the wrong people, and they never say anything to him. They're perfectly fine with everything that this dumbass does to try to make money for the company, which he doesn't. He doesn't really make money. I mean, you want proof of that? If anybody thinks that Triple H makes the company money, go and look back at NXT Black and Gold. The reports coming out of it for the longest time was that it was a money pit. Even with him lowballing these fucking indie wrestlers, it was a money pit because they were making no money. Nobody wanted to see that fucking black and gold banger bullshit except for nerds online. Yet these nerds online will tell you everybody in the fucking world wants to see this shit. Oh yeah? Well, they brought it to fucking Raw and SmackDown and it brought the ratings down more than ever. You had SmackDown at one time getting a steady over 2 million ratings. Now it's barely getting over 1 million. Raw, at one time, getting over 3 million in ratings when they had people like Roman and Brock. Now, look at the ratings, 2.6 globally. Not just domestic, globally.
And you know what's amazing about AEW? Like, if you're ever curious and you want to see, like, the ratings and, like, the trend they've been on, go to Gerwick.net. And like go to like the year, like TV ratings, click on the years, and you can go through each year. And so I did that for Dynamite. And I just looked at the years of the ratings, like when they debuted, it was going down. It dropped in the 700s. Then when Punk debuted for them, they bumped up about 200,000 something, like on average, and then it just went down. 2023 down. 2024 is when it really started going down. The norm became like 700 to 600,000, and this year it's been 600 to 500,000. Like it's going. They're losing on average about 100,000 viewers every year. AEW is, and so like, honestly, next year it wouldn't surprise me to see them in 5-4 and then 4-3, 3-2, and then like it's going to get to a point like towards the end of whatever contract they have with Warner Brothers. They're going to be at around 200,000. Like they're going to be kicked off. They're not going to be. Dynamite's not going to get renewed. There's no fucking way.
Well, and I mean, we've seen the trajectory with wrestling, and the biggest program I think that we can compare it to would be TNA Impact, because TNA Impact at one time was getting phenomenal numbers when it was on Spike TV. They were getting 2 million, and then they had to do a bunch of program hopping. They went to like Discovery, Destination America. I'm sorry, Destination America. They went over to Pop TV, and then they finally found a home in Access. But even with Access as their home, they practically own TNA. Even with them as their home, they're barely holding on. They don't even get registered ratings with the Nielsen's because of how low they are. It was at a point when we were watching it on Access when it was around that it was getting anywhere from like 400,000. It was getting around 400,000 back in 2016, and then it slowly started trickling down to the point that it didn't register with the Nielsen's. Yep. So I'm thinking within like about 3 years, if they still have any sort of TV deal, I don't think they will. If they still do, it's going to be where they don't even report the numbers anymore. I think that's what's going to happen with AEW.
Well, with TNA specifically, so the way TV ratings are reported, they don't do the top 150 anymore. I think it's I forget the name of the Buzz something. I forget the name, but they don't do the top cable 150 anymore. They do the top 100, and so TNA, they're not getting into the top 100, so they're not factoring into the ratings. But that just shows how low they are, and that there has not been any growth. If they were growing, if they were more and more popular, I would have to figure they'd at least break the top 100.
You would think. I mean, that's the thing too. Is like your whole job is the ratings rundown. Your job is to get the ratings out there, and you, for the longest time, have been looking for Impact ratings, and you can't find them. I mean, shit, from what I know, there's only like 1 or 2 YouTubers that could actually get those numbers. And even then, look at the number situation right now. I mean, a guy like Dave Meltzer, Mr. Numbers, he can't even get the fucking AEW on Max number. So that right there tells you that if they're not releasing the numbers usually for ratings, it's not a good number. For everybody saying that AEW on Max, they're doing fucking 4 million, trust me. If they were really that proud of AEW, they would be putting out press releases saying AEW bringing in 4 million fans. They would be letting people know, hey, watch the show on Max. You go and you download the Max app and you go on it, you have to fucking search to find AEW. It's buried in the app.
No, it is buried in the app. And the other thing, too, is like with WrestleNomics, like with Brandon Thurston, he doesn't even report TNA numbers.
That right there, I mean, when Brandon Thurston, the other numbers guy, isn't promoting the TNA numbers, that tells you right there that it's a dead product. And that's how AEW is going to become. It's going to become so fucking dead they don't even register on the numbers. And WWE, they're only holding on because of the deals that Nick Khan has instilled. Triple H, he is so fucking lucky to have somebody like Bruce Pritchard who knows the whole status of WWE, knows structure like the back of his hand, and to also have a businessman like Nick Khan. Because of Bruce Pritchard and Nick Khan, Triple H is in the position that he is and has the ego that he does. Without either of those men, he would have a promotion that is probably on par with Billy Corgan's NWA right now. He does not know what the fuck he is doing, and it's the glitz and glamour of the WWE and the structure that Bruce Pritchard has brought that give this motherfucker a reason to have a fucking ego. He's a very stupid man, and this is the proof of it here. Counterprogramming AEW for no fucking reason. I can understand if it's like a really big event. Like if it were All In and you want to do like a counter-program NXT show or whatever, who cares, you know? But the fact that you're counter-programming All Out, what's the point? What is the fucking point?
I agree, but like honestly, in a way, I kind of look at it like, why is Tony caving? Why is Tony caving and not fighting back? I mean, because
he's going to lose viewers. I mean, I understand why he's doing it, and that's the thing too is people and the creative and staff, the big rumor going around is they were calling Tony a coward. Why? Because he doesn't want to fucking go into a suicide race, a chicken race, up against a fucking juggernaut 18-wheeler in a fucking Pinto? Come on.
So the way I look at it is like, it's going to be behind WWE show is going to be behind a $30 paywall.
True, but at the same time, it's a situation.
AEW will be too, yeah.
AEW's behind a paywall as well, so both people will have to pay to watch these shows. And why hurt your viewership? Because obviously both fans are going to want to see, like if you're a hardcore mainstream wrestling fan, you're going to try to watch both. So I understand why he's doing, but at the same time, it's like, why would like, let's say for example, we owned our own company and WWE counter-programmed us. Why would we go up against a juggernaut like WWE? Even though we know we're better bookers than Triple H, why would we be so fucking stupid to go up against a juggernaut like WWE, even behind a paywall, you know?
No, I completely understand that, but at the same, like, I would almost try to, like, I would almost want to, like, get our fan base more, like, acclimated to saying, fuck WWE, I'll never watch their shit, I don't care who comes back, I'm ride or die AEW, and I do, like, I think there needs to be a little more of that rivalry. I think AEW needs to do a better job of instilling more of a rivalry in their fan base so that they're more loyal.
Well, the thing about it is that you can't have that loyalty when you have a promoter that books exactly like you and is giving the fans what they want. That's the biggest problem about Tony, is that he cannot change his style. He's an indie match mark. So is Triple H. They're both fucking match marks that love the indies and love booking nothing but fucking matches. If they have to fucking put a promo or segment in between their matches, they'll go, I guess, whatever. But no, these people, they do not like doing this shit. If they could book a whole show, like the show we watched yesterday with GCW, with nothing but fucking matches, they would. They would. The only reason why they put promos and segments in there is because it's technically a TV show. But no, if these guys had their way, they would book it straight up like an indie show. All fucking matches. And it's sad, too. It's sad because we're old school, man. We grew up with Raw, had great... like, it was a TV show with wrestling in it. Nowadays, all these shows are wrestling with TV in it. It's a wrestling show with a little bit of TV in it.
That's what it is. It's just match, and it just... What ends up happening is there's nothing to really hook you throughout the show. So, and you see in the numbers, like, there's normally a tune-out.
Yeah, and it's...
like a drop-off.
Yeah, well, and that's what we're trying to tell Tony. We've always tried to tell Tony that, you know what, we want to help you out, man. We don't want to see you suffer, but you're allowing yourself to suffer. You're allowing yourself to suffer because you're not doing anything in a situation like this. And this is the thing is, he's not going to beat WWE counter-programming. He's going to beat them by actually getting some talented writers who understand TV and can put out a compelling show. That's the thing, is that the war is never going to be won in a counter-programming situation. It's never going to be won by signing the best indie talents that you can find out there, or your favorites from New Japan or Ring of Honor or whatever. It's never going to be done like that. It's going to be done on the show. You have to beat them by having a better, more compelling show that has more hype behind it. That's what it takes.
And the thing, too, is, like, they have the ability to do this. It's like, it'd be one thing if, like, Tony Khan couldn't afford it. But that's not the case. Tony Khan, on his own, is a multimillionaire, at the very least.
He has the resources, especially to get a department going where he can get some of the best TV writers out there, where he can get people that can actually take control of this and make it into a TV show. I mean, because the production, it's not bad for Dynamite. I mean, all he really needs just a solid creative director, a good writing staff, not these fucking match marks, and they need to help him out. And you know what? I can understand it can't be totally in their field, you know, it can't be totally in what they want. You got to have his match mark bullshit in there too. Get together on the same page. You have a little bit of this, have a little bit of that. The biggest problem right now is with AEW's creative situations. From everything we heard, it's literally the wrestlers in there booking with Tony and just throwing shit against the wall. That's how it was at least a year ago. I don't think it's changed by much. The whole rumor now is, oh, Tony, he controls everything. Does he really? If he really controlled everything, he would have saved one of these shows by now, but he can't even do that.
Well, and I think another problem too is like watching the Kenny Omega segment where he gets laid out and Kyle Fletcher's like supposedly broken his neck and Kenny's getting his neck stabilized and put on a stretcher. They had Kenny Omega moving his neck around. I'm like, whoever the fuck is producing this segment, they need to be fired. These are not good producers. They need to Tony Khan needs to clean house and hire. Honestly, do all 10 of the 10 ways that we've given to fix AEW. Watch that video, Tony Khan. Implement all 10 of those. I guarantee you'll be more successful.
Well, I mean, I think you touched on something briefly about that previous segment that you were talking about. Let's talk about the fact that he puts too much stock into people that can't be handled in acting segments. Like a guy like Kenny, he's way too fucking goofy to be taken seriously in an acting segment. If you want to have him do comedy bullshit and be the top wrestler in the world, fine. That's fine. But do not have him do serious acting. Every time he does serious acting, he goes over the top. They make fucking memes about it. I mean, remember when he had the fucking grape jam coming out of his mouth? Yep. That's the thing about him, is that every time he actually tries to act, he's too goofy. Because he's a natural goofball. We tell you this all the time about Kenny Omega. And that's how it is with most of these AEW guys. If they're indie guys, a lot of them are goofballs. You're not going to find too many serious good actors. There's a couple on the indies that we've been telling, like Cross and Scarlet, you just got to fire a bald-headed dork, with the big mouth. You fire him, you actually might get a good actor, two good actors in your company. But
and I think that's ultimately the problem right there with Tony Khan.
His inner circle. Yeah.
Well, but his inner circle, but I think it's comfort. It's comfortable. He's comfortable right now. He's comfortable where he is right now with who's in the role that they're in right now. There's no need for big change for Tony Khan because right now he's comfortable. And that's why he's running AEW. He's running it for his own enjoyment, not for, to be this thing that's going to compete with WWE. He may want that, but at the end of the day, because he's immature, he's unprofessional, he's going to want this to be for his own little comfort project. And what we're going to see over time is it's going to turn into TNA. Like what TNA is now is what AEW is going to become in 3 years from now.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the biggest problem, too, is that Tony, he doesn't want to change his inner circle because there's probably a lot of people in his inner circle that would say, like Don. I could see Don Callis straight up saying to him, you want to make that shit like the Attitude Era? We're past this. This is a new generation, a new style of wrestling. We have to cater to these new fans, not these old casuals that don't even watch wrestling anymore. They'd probably say fuck a casual. I could see a lot of wrestlers backstage in AEW saying fuck a casual.
They literally did. They were on camera.
Cody
Rhodes in AEW.
Cody Roth, he said it. Mr. Casual now himself said fuck a casual. Gotta love that.
Well, you got to think that mindset's probably still pervasive in that company, and that honestly could be why he left, because I think one of the reasons why he left was due to the unprofessionalism. I mean, that's why Punk left. It's why Blake what's her name, Blake Monroe left. It's why Stephanie McCare didn't sign with them. It's why they've lost so many talents over the years. It's that they just don't want to deal with that unprofessional environment.
I don't blame them. I mean, because that's the thing too about WWE is, yeah, there's people that hate each other bad in that locker room. I can definitely certify that there's people that hate each other. There's no doubt about that. But with the money that you're making, the catering you got, the people, like the friends you got backstage, just the professionalism required to be a part of the biggest company in the world, a lot of these people check their egos when they come through the door. When you have CM Punk checking his ego because he knows this is his last chance and he knows he's being monitored, that tells you all. I mean, I would have expected a Punk blow up, especially after what happened with Rollins, but he's doing a good job of keeping quiet. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's here and there being given what he wants, like AJ Lee coming back. He's been given things to kind of keep him happy. Roxy on the road with him. He's been given things to keep him happy. And that's what it all comes down to. When he doesn't have anything more to keep him happy, that's when you're going to start seeing the tantrums come out.
Well, and I think one of the other things, too, and he said it in the press conference, the brawl-out press conference, he was saying that this company is run by empty-headed idiots and unprofessional douchebags that spread lies and rumors. I think he's happy that he's in WWE where he doesn't have to worry about any of that. He doesn't have to worry about Triple H going out there and spreading negative rumors about him and trying to fuck him over and make him look bad. I think he's happy just to be in that professional environment of WWE. And it's a shame because that's what AEW could be.
AEW could be that, but the problem about it is that with Tony and how kickback and lax everything is, and the fact that it's more of, like we said before, it's all friends wrestling backstage. Yeah. It's not a corporation. It's when you walk in, you don't have to worry about having a certain check-in time. Like, you don't have to be at like 10 o'clock flat to check in, and you don't have to go and talk to your road agent right away or your booker. You know, it's just like them fucking just goofing around, taking selfies, fucking just dicking around until showtime. You know, that's what it seems like. It doesn't seem... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it doesn't? I think maybe a couple of them talk with their spots before they go out and do their matches, but for the most part, I think it's all friends wrestling. They come and they hang out, they get paid good money, they talk shit about Tony, and that's how it is. And that's the biggest thing too. Is like, at least with Triple H, as bad of a booker as he is, the power that he has is enough to instill fakery with his roster for them to come out and say, "I respect Triple H. He's a genius." Blah 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 blah. With Tony, it doesn't matter how much he's paying these guys, they can't even stick up for him now because he has no more power. Like, at one time, trust me, you didn't see wrestlers talking shit about Tony because he was the hottest act in town. When AEW was, especially right after COVID, when they were, getting that little bit of heat going and they let it all die down, during that brief period, a lot of people were like, okay, Tony's the place to be. I even heard about wrestlers thinking, hey, let me see what they'll counter offer me over in AEW. You even had like the Usos doing counter offers with AEW at one time, but no, it's not that spot anymore because Tony, he's not the hot act in town. He's the defeated fighter against this fucking big nose champion Triple H.
Well, and that's another thing too that I think may change Tony Khan's whole viewpoint of how he's going to run AEW, and I think what it may be is the wrestlers, their opinions of when he loses enough of them, and because if the goal of WWE is to steal a lot of the AEW originals, the ones that were loyal, that Tony thinks are loyal to him, when even they go, what is he going to do?
I mean, shit, look at Jake Hager. He's not one of AEW's best, but he went off on Tony, which tells me that these people, they're just waiting to be released and waiting for the NDAs to end so they can just rip into him. I think there's a lot of people in that locker room that don't like him, don't respect him, and look at him as a paycheck. For whatever reason, I think that why Triple H has a little bit more respect is because he was an actual in-ring competitor. They grew up watching this guy. So it's very nostalgic, I think, for a lot of these wrestlers to go back in the locker room and see faces like Triple H, John Cena, Randy Orton, CM Punk. They're like, dude, I grew up with these people. It's kind of like surreal. I would think if you're a fanboy and you became a wrestler and you got signed to WWE, you're walking around backstage with these names and you're working with them. I mean, I get why there's a little bit of praise, but it's overkill with the ass kissing that Triple H gets.
Yeah, no, I do. I really think it's overkill, and I think that's part of it. I think the overkill is propaganda, and I think Triple H and Nick Khan are working to make sure that the wrestlers are going out there and saying that. Like, I think that there's also a lot of frustration too with the creative, with a lot of wrestlers at WWE. I think that there's a good number of them that are frustrated. So it's not just AEW where the wrestlers are frustrated. Oh no, I think it's on the other side as well. But I think the one thing that WWE has is it's professionally run. They have more money to pay the wrestlers with, and they have an intention to steal talents away from Tony Khan. And if they're going to be stealing talents away, they're going to be stealing away his draws or the people that could be his draws in the future. So like, I think like Hangman is one they may try to get. Who knows? John Moxley, yeah. I don't think would ever go back. But Edge, they can get him back. Bobby Lashley, I think they can get him back.
I don't think about not with what they did to Edge last time, dude. Do you remember how they retired him, gave him a fake Canadian SmackDown title, and then shipped him off?
True. Daniel Bryan?
They lowballed him too. Daniel Bryan, maybe. I think John Moxley actually would go back because he has talked shit about AEW management before. At the end of the day, it's all about the dollars. These guys will go back to WWE if they're getting paid $1 million. I think Jericho, that's a telling sign too, considering how loyal he was to Tony, and he's aiming to come back. I think most of them honestly would come back if they could. The problem about it is that they don't want to get lowballed. They want to get paid good money. I don't blame them. They're legends.
Of course, and same thing with Britt Baker. I could see WWE, signing Britt Baker to a deal just to take her away from Tony Khan. I think that next year you're just going to see WWE really fucking take it to AEW when a lot of those contracts start, coming up. Yeah, this is Tony Khan's fault. It's his making. He allowed this to happen. He allowed the young bucks and all the fucking idiots in his company to say, "Oh yeah, Tony, run your company with the major TV deal like an indie show. Oh, it'll be totally fine. Don't have it be professionally run. Don't try to compete. Don't actually, bring in writers to know what the fuck they're doing. Oh no. Have unprofessional dickheads be producers of the content on your show, and then wonder why you have constant technical issues, audio issues, video issues. Oh yeah, don't worry about it, Tony. Run your company like an indie fed. Yeah, run it like an indie fed. It'll end up like TNA.
Well, that's the thing, too, is I don't know if he's going to jump on Britt Baker right away, but he has no problem jumping on talent. I mean, and keep in mind, go ahead and look at what NXT look right now. You got Ethan Page, you got Shawn Spears, you got Lexis King, you got Mariah May, you got Blair Davenport, you got Dragon Lee, you got Nathan Frazier, you got the Righteous Vinny and Dutch. So you got all these teams, all former AEW talents going to NXT. And it seems like that's what NXT is now, is it's the home for former AEW talents. And I could definitely see if they sign people like Wardlow, Luchasaurus, any female talents, they're going to NXT right away.
Hook.
Hook, exactly. They're going to NXT and filling up that brand. That's gonna be their new young person breeding ground, which it should have been in the first place. But that's what NXT is going to be. This function is going to be the AEW refugee spot. So,
I mean, that's what it's turning into. Like AEW and TNA. It's just turning into a big fucking conglomeration of AEW and TNA wrestlers. And that, okay, if you want to do that, but at the end of the day, like, they're not they're not stars. Jordan Grace is not a star in my opinion. Does not look like a star. No. Does not have star promo skills. She's very, very short. So when you see her up against like a Bianca Belair or a Jade Cargill, they're going to be towering over her. It's hard to make her look like larger than life, like she's going to kick their ass when she's noticeably shorter than them. So,
well, I just want to make real quick. Just want to make this clear. I was listing off names that went over to AEW and then went over to NXT. I don't care where they're at now. So it doesn't matter where they're at now. It just and Stephanie Beck, Vecchera was one of those too. She and that's the thing too, is like they're all going over to NXT. So I could see him signing, especially like somebody like, if she really gets on the radar, Deonna Purrazzo, because she's not happy with AEW, sign her in NXT. Yep. Just leave her over in NXT just to fucking bolster it up. Because they're really doing all they can to make NXT a watchable product. It doesn't matter who you sign from AEW. You can't make anybody watch that show. Javon Evans would be another one that I forgot about.
One thing I'm not... No,
think about it, though. Like, when you really look at NXT's roster and everybody at the top, if they're not a PC product, they're from AEW.
I mean, fair point. And the one thing I'm also noticing, too, is that like a lot of these new AEW to WWE signings, you'll notice that they'll slightly talk shit about AEW, like as a way to stick it to them.
Well, and that's what it really feels like with Triple H. That's why it frustrates me that he is the face of WWE, because WWE is, in my opinion, it's the most professionally run pro wrestling company out there, and yet it has this fucking man-child like Triple H that does petty, childish bullshit. You're almost 60, you fucking old fart. You're going to be fucking getting a Denny's discount soon. Grow the fuck up.
He should grow up, but like I think it's just their viewpoint of like WWE is this cutthroat company. It's like kind of the whole reason why there's the ID system. Like they want to have all of the indies under the WWE thumb. So it's like what I think they're trying to do is they're trying to outcompete and out class everybody so that WWE is the only game in town. And unfortunately for the wrestlers, idea. I know it is, because it ends up killing that diversity that you could have in a good way, to where you could have like talents learning their craft and learning how to get good, learning how to cut good promos out on the indies, and then they could come to WWE or AEW. But if you kill off the indies, you have to go through WWE system, and WWE system is not going to be looking for the most talented promo. They're going to be looking for work rate, in-ring ability, Johnny Garganos, not crosses.
Oh, and speaking of, what did NXT bring back on their last episode? DIY.
There you go.
They can't get over on the main roster, so they're the 30-year-olds that got to go back to high school. That's what it feels like. It's like, dude, you guys already graduated. Why the fuck are you back here?
I mean, at this point, put them over at TNA. Seriously.
Them and Motor City Machine Guns, you got the deal going. Bring them over, bolster the fucking TNA tag division, and then start taking actually marketable talents that you can put on TV and bring them over. Do a swap.
Sure, absolutely. I think that'd be a really good idea. But with AEW, it's just a shame because like we've been like for the past few months, we've been on a somewhat of a pro AEW bent as of late. Like let's give them a chance and see what they could do. Oh, that promo was good. They're showing more. Women with tits and that. They're showing more of that. Like they're giving more of a sports entertainment feel. But then these past shows, man, small venues, long boring matches, illogical booking.
Well, and this is why it's so frustrating for us as pro wrestling fans, because we really want to get back into pro wrestling. Like, we aren't tribalists. We'll watch everything and anything. We don't give a fuck.
We do, yeah.
And it's so frustrating because you see, in our opinion, the best show of the year in All in Texas. It was a 6-hour show. Usually we'd be like, nah, I don't want to sit through a 6-hour show. It went by so quick. So you got a great show like All in Texas, and they had no way of picking up the momentum after that show and really carrying it. They let it all die in Casa Bonita. You could have just, that's the thing too, is like if you wanted to do that 3 weeks after All In, whatever. It's a one time, whatever. But the first night after All In, people are going to be paying attention, seeing what happens with Dynamite, what storylines are going on, who they're pushing, who they're bringing in. Everybody was interested. You had some hype, and you fucking killed it off with a shitty venue and an awful Hangman Page promo. Like, those two together, Casa Bonita and the Hangman Page promo were, in my opinion, the death of my interest. Like, you took all that momentum and you killed it with your worst promo, opening up the show in an awful, disgusting venue. And you went back to it again and again.
And that's honestly like one of the 10 ways, we told to fix AEW is you got to be more consistent with your booking. You can't keep doing this like great pay-per-view and then shitty TV shows. You can't do that. You got to maintain that. And I don't think Tony Khan understands that. I think he's so focused on booking the pay-per-view that the TV is more like an obligation. It's like, oh fuck, all right, you and you, there you go. Okay, the show's done. But what I really want to do is book the pay-per-view. That's what it feels like to me that he's doing.
Well, that's understandable, but it's like if you're getting excited for the matches that you're building up on pay-per-view, you use your TV shows as promotional vehicles to build up that storyline. I mean, I can understand a lot of the guys that he signed, they're not great talkers, Start signing some more good talkers so you can actually do storylines that don't involve wrestling all the fucking time.
Like Enzo, just saying,
That's what's so frustrating to me. It's not about the in-ring shit. I would rather have somebody that can sell a fucking match and then do a half-ass match when it comes time, and at least get me interested to watch the fucking match. Nowadays, you have these guys who are the ultimate match machines, and you can't get me interested to watch any of their fucking matches because they can't talk and they can't work other than do flips and kicks in the ring.
No, absolutely. And it's a shame that, Tony Khan doesn't see that as important because he's such a match mark. But the other thing that's such a shame, too, is, like, why don't they form relationships with, like, why isn't AEW working with MLW?
Well, I'm glad you brought up Enzo. What the fuck are they doing? Like, here's the thing, is TNA brought him in for a pre-show with Zilla Fat 2, and then you never saw him ever again. Why are they wasting an opportunity on this guy, especially Zilla, too? Zilla's actually competing against Bully Ray tonight, in a big event, so it's like, promote these people. Like, what? I would say at this point, Tony, just fucking sign him, just to piss off Triple H. Sign both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I just honestly, I agree, and honestly, I do think the other chick that they're going to go after WWE, Megan Bayne.
Oh, Megan Bayne is going to be a big signing in time. Yeah. I could see, honestly, a lot of the women in AEW's division, especially the ones that got the in-ring work rate, they're going to get signed, or at least they're going to make an offer to them. I can definitely see Tekla coming over. Yep. She's great in the ring, got a great look to her. I think more the eye candy type wrestlers they might take a pass on. I mean, look at what they did with Cora Jade and Priscilla Kelly. I'm still shocked that they let an indie legend like Priscilla Kelly go. I mean, that to me was kind of fucking stupid. But
because what I think they're looking for with WWE, I think they're looking for in-ring ability. It's like the difference between Cora Jade and Roxanne. True. Who's better in the ring, Cora Jade or Roxanne?
Oh, Roxanne by far. Roxanne, yeah. There's a reason why people were talking about her even when she first signed up with NXT, that she was going to be a big name, because they're all about the in-ring shit. They don't care about the mic work nowadays.
No,
and
they don't.
Yeah, no, Mina Shirakawa, she's going to definitely be another one. I can even see Big Nose signing fucking Akira Shida and Riho just because he's a fucking Joshi mark. So Anna Jay, I think he might pass on because of the eye candy appeal, and she's not the greatest wrestler. I could be wrong, though.
No, I think he would. No, I agree with you. I think he'd pass on her because he's going to look at, the in-ring isn't up to par. Harley Cameron, I don't know if he's going to sign her. He might.
Tony Storm, for sure.
Tony Storm, if she's willing to go back over, I don't think she would. Soraya, if she's still able to go, I think he'd bring her back just because she's a known name.
As a manager, the concussions issue, he can't bring her back in the ring. Yeah.
No, I see you there, and I do think that's another thing that they may be planning to do. I mean, who knows? But yeah, what we're talking about right now are just ways that we think WWE might be trying to counter-program not only AEW now, but in the future, and where AEW is falling short, and what they could do differently. Like, because AEW, in my opinion, does not need to lay down and take this. They could fight back. They could start putting on a better product, a more compelling product, really start focusing on feuds rather than booking great match. And that's ultimately where I think Tony Khan has gone astray. He cares more about booking a great match than he does about booking a great feud. Case example, Alex Windsor versus Mercedes Moné.
Nobody fucking cares about Alex Windsor. Like, they are shoving this dumpy British Deonna Purrazzo down our fucking throats, and nobody cares about her. Like, this is what's frustrating. It's like how you were talking about an interpromotional war. You wanted to see MLW versus AEW. At the very least, the people in MLW, they have a lot of beat up old Japanese guys, but at least they have people like Matt Riddle that can talk a promo. They can cut on the mic. You cut a promo on the mic. So there's something beneficial there. But it's like you look at the companies who they are working with, like CMLL and what is this other indie promotion? New Japan. So you got New Japan and CMLL. They're not known for talking English. They're not known for cutting promos. They're known for long bullshit matches. So that's what we have with all this Forbidden Door bullshit, is we have an emphasis on matches. When instead, if it was another big American promotion, like MLW, for example, we could have angles. We could have a Lucha Underground invasion of Collision or some shit, you know? There could be more to be done with an American company than there are with these super Japanese and Mexican indies.
Well, because we're talking about catering to an American audience, so it only makes sense that you want to work with another American company. And the other thing too with MLW is they have heat with WWE. They were fucking suing. Court Bauer was suing WWE over a fucking antitrust lawsuit. So like there's camaraderie there in the sense that they probably both hate WWE, AEW and MLW. You have Matt Riddle, former WWE guy, you could put on AEW to pop a rating. Like it's just right fucking, and MJF came from MLW, so like there's already familiarity there with those promotions. Why not form a partnership? Like what WWE does with TNA, AEW could be doing with MLW.
Well, think about it. I mean, it would get them probably some heat, but if you let somebody like Matt Riddle go on a random Dynamite and cut a shoot promo about WWE and CM Punk.
Yep.
Can you imagine the type of fucking controversy you get? He's already getting controversy right now just talking shit about CM Punk. If he went on the mic and be like, "Yeah, CM Punk, you're a pussy and I beat the fuck out of you in a cage." Like, if we saw that shit, I would pop. I would pop if I saw that on TV. Just because everybody on the internet would be talking about it the next day. And then it would force CM Punk to fucking take a shot back on TV.
No, I completely agree. And so for people who are saying we're going off topic, well, no. This all pertains to the counter-programming of AEW. So We've talked about what WWE's doing and what they're planning to doing, but we're also talking about what AEW could be doing differently. So it's all kind of like in the same bubble.
Right. Well, that's the thing, too, is especially with the heat that CM Punk has with AEW, would they be willing to have a guy like Matt Riddle, who's a loose cannon, go off on CM Punk and WWE on camera? That's a good question. I don't know if they're saying. Controversy creates clicks and attention.
Boom.
So just say it's not the most professional thing to do, but when you're in a war with the company, you need to do things to gain the upper hand, you know? And this is the type of shit that they would do during the Monday Night War. Shit like this. They would always take shots at the other company. And especially, you know what, at a situation like this, when you got people like Matt Riddle, you got Baron Corbin over there, you know, there's a few talents. I mean, even Donovan Jack off a dick, you can use him in some jobber angle. Like MLW has a few talents which you could bring over on TV and still like work angles with. More than anything, though, he needs to find his own stars that are willing to go out there and really gain attention, because he doesn't let these guys be who they want to be. Like, they're badasses on social media, but then they go on camera and they're like, eh. Like, MJF should be their top heater, their top guy that's just really ripping people up. He's just the nice guy. Nice, sarcastic Jewish guy. It's like, okay, I don't need that. I need a monster. I need somebody that, because we know how good you are on the mic. Rip these motherfuckers up. Show them what's up. I think he's just trying to keep his options open for WWE. A lot of it, what it is with Tony, like you said before, it's comfort. He's so comfortable, and like you said before, I got so much fucking money that I can keep on going forever, right out of his mouth.
Sure, Tony, you can keep going forever, but you are not going to have good sized venues if you keep doing this shit. Like you're going to be, it's like what I predict AEW is going to become. They're going to become Impact. That's what they're going to turn into. They're going to be on a fucking small time streaming service or a small time TV station. They're going to have like maybe 1,000 people in attendance for a show. They're going to be struggling for pay-per-views to get 10,000 people. Like that's what they're going to be in the future if they keep going down this road.
YouTube and Triller. That's what I think their future is, honestly. So, all right, let's go ahead and head over to Super Chats. Okay. We got MM Garza, who was saying, clearly nothing interesting in WWE right now. Stephanie is not wrestling, only making backstage appearances. Liv Morgan is hurt. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are punching bags for Io and Rhea. And that's what's so frustrating to me is like Io and Rhea have already had their shot at the top of the mountain. Step the fuck aside and let new people into the situation. I mean, I know with Naomi getting hurt, you need familiar faces at the top of the division. Use them as building blocks. Build up other talent. Like, especially if somebody like Stephanie Vecchia. We always talk about that this woman, in a lot of ways, is the future of WWE. Get her a decent manager, she's set. She's one of the better in-ring competitors that they got. And it just sucks knowing that she's just going to be fodder for Io, fodder for Rhea to be brought up. You know, they're just to feed them.
Well, and they think that they're giving Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez the rub by having them work with Io and Rhea. No. They need to start getting dominating wins. That's how you get them over.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing, too, is like it's a big thing with Triple H is he doesn't like bringing in local talent and letting them get squashed. We need to bring that back. That needs to be an emphasis. Like, stop ruining your draws and doing 50-50 booking when you can just bring in local talents like Vince used to do back in the day, job squash them, and they should be fucking happy that they're even on WWE TV. That's what it is. It's like, I don't want to see a competitive 20-minute match between an enhancement talent and a fucking established name. I want to see them run through that motherfucker and challenge a bigger name. Make them look impactful. Make them look like they're tough. And he can't even do that.
No, he's just ruining them. He's honestly just making them just another part of the roster. When they should be, like, Roxanne should be more than that. I feel like it's getting to the point where Roxanne should begin to kind of split from that tag team and to kind of get on her own.
Yeah, and I can understand why they're doing it right now, to keep Judgment Day together and to give Raquel something to do, you know? I can understand why they're going for that, and they'll probably fix that situation once Liv Morgan comes back. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time knowing that all the women in the women's division are just going to be fodder to Rio and Ia. And that's the thing is we still have to see those terrible fucking... They haven't stopped! They're still doing the awful fucking screaming Joshi segments every single week with Rhea. They won't stop. Like, it's like they're doubling down. Like, yeah, we know it's awful. Let's put on more of them.
It's like a gimmick almost at this point. It's like, hey, okay, have the three Japanese bitches go out there and screech at each other in Japanese. Yeah, the fans will love that shit. No, not really.
Nope. It's just for the neckbeard jacking off. We know what's up. So, Helios was saying, please make a list of Noseman's top 10 sins. I don't know if we could do an impromptu list, but definitely would be a great idea for a video. Just off the top of my head, he's literally... Spiteful. Yeah, he's literally committed all the sins. He's greed. Very greedy man. I mean, sloth, he's one of the laziest bookers out there. Wrath, he's very... look what he's doing to AEW. Vengeful, yeah. Envy, obviously. Lust is like one of the few things that I can't put up against him because he's not a very lustful man because he had his testicles removed.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. But it's like, yeah, like literally if you look at the movie Seven, he gets most of those sins. I think lust is the only one that he doesn't fall for because he doesn't have testicles. So other than that, he hits all of them, man. So Marcus is saying, don't be surprised if AJ Lee isn't feuding with Roxanne by WrestleMania 42 or SummerSlam next year. And that's the problem about Triple H's booking is, in his mind, you can only make a feud happen if the person was friends with the other guy. Because in his world, everybody is a piece of shit that fucking turns on their friends. It's like, that's what's so frustrating. It's like, if I saw it once or twice, I'd be like, whatever, you know? But that is now a theme with Triple H, is friendship and betrayal. And who's going to take it seriously? Like, that's the thing. Nobody's taking this, Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe feud seriously because we know they're buddies. How many people are going to be taking AJ Lee versus Roxanne seriously when we know that they call each other mother and daughter.
That's the problem.
He completely, like, he says, oh, kayfabe's dead, but then he does stupid shit like this.
That's the problem. And you could see it from a mile away what they're going to do to start this. What they're going to do is they're going to have Becky, recruit help, and then the help that she's going to recruit is going to be Roxanne and Raquel, and they're going to get involved, and then they're going to start the feud that way. It's like, come on. Like, it's anything better than that? Can you come up with anything better other than fucking friendship and betrayal? Come on.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is, like, if you really want to drag it out, let's start going with AJ Lee's old feuds. I mean, if anything, I think Bayley, there's some heat right there. Definitely something with Becky, Nikki Bella. I mean, there's enough people, at least that you worked with back in the day, that you could do something with, It's not... Why focus on ruining friendships or fake ruining friendships when they're just doing an Instagram the next day with each other? What's the fucking point?
That's the problem, is that, like, they got to use social media to further the storyline and not just kill it dead on fucking social media. Like, having them take a picture all happy together when they're supposed to be in a program against one another. Like, this is the problem. Like, they don't care anymore. And they don't have to care because Triple H doesn't give a fuck.
Well, if they don't care, how do you expect us to care? You may have all these neckbeards online being like, oh, I love the fact that they're not really enemies and they're friends. We're not saying that. We're saying you guys are bad actors.
Right. Well, and the ratings speak for themselves. Like, it's not our opinion that SmackDown's getting 1.1 million, Raw's getting 2.6 million, and whatever bump AJ is going to provide, it's going to be... You're not going to be getting 3 million on Raw and fucking, 2 million on SmackDown. It's not going to happen.
She's AJ Lee. She ain't a fucking merch mover. When she was commentator for WoW, people weren't like, oh, AJ Lee's commentating for WoW. It's like, whatever. She's not a big name.
She's not. I think everybody can agree she's not the name of Brock Lesnar. True, she's been away longer, but she's not the name of Brock Lesnar. She's not the name of like a Roman Reigns or a Rock or Cena, and we've seen what they've drawn for ratings. Yeah.
No, that's the thing too. Is like star power nowadays is no longer that gotcha. It's no longer that thing where you can rely upon bringing back a star and getting a bump and sustaining it. That's no longer a thing because you don't have good writing to accompany that. Back when you had Vince, you could do that and you would get excitement because they had a plan built up for that person that we're bringing in. Nowadays, bring him in, have him fuck around with the top card guy, send him to mid card, repeat. That's what it is for every fucking wrestler coming in. Oh,
that's just what they do.
It's terrible. Marcus was saying Triple H is a bad wrestler. Video idea. Not enough people critique his early career as a wrestler. Not as amazing as people think it is. Oh, and anybody who grew up with Triple H, especially for a man that called John Cena sloppy and uncoordinated, he is one of the clunkiest, slowest, plodding wrestlers out there. No fluidity. Yeah, he can hit his moves without hurting people, but he moves like a fucking glacier. I swear to God, Yokozuna is faster than this motherfucker in the ring. Like, I don't know. You never watch a Triple H match and you're like, wow, it's a great match. You're just like, fuck, where did 30 minutes just go? Every time. Like, even the last match that he had with Batista, he dragged the fuck out of that match to the point where, like, end the fucking match. You don't need to play with his nose ring and a fucking pair of pliers.
God,
what are you doing? Just end the fucking
35 match.
Just end the fucking match, dude. You like, it could have ended 15 minutes ago.
I agree. He's just such a slow, plodding, boring wrestler. He's nothing to write home about. If people are going to give shit about Cross Cross is not a good wrestler. Motherfucker, have you seen Triple H's matches?
No, they haven't, because they're new fans that have been watching for 5 years and think Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins are the best thing ever. They don't. That's the thing is, I don't like people that have just started watching wrestling telling me you don't know what you're talking about. That's why I'm at the point where I just don't even want to interact with people on X. I'm just using it just to post shit because I'm so sick and tired of these brain-dead, retarded nerds hitting me up in the comments. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up.
Remember all of them saying how big of a star Carmelo Hayes is going to be?
Oh, he's the game changer. Carmelo Hayes, he's the channel changer, you fucking idiot.
And we were telling you that.
That's why he's back in NXT.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if he were such a big star, he would be the Black Johnny Gargano on SmackDown. Instead, he got shipped back to fucking NXT and is with Trick Williams again. So what does that say?
It just says that what we've said all along is that you need charisma. And unfortunately, a lot of the people that Triple H likes don't have charisma. They just don't.
Well, it's almost like it's done on purpose. Like he doesn't ever want anybody to step in the way of his legacy. It's like you don't got much of a legacy. I'm just saying. So Javon said, don't blame WWE Creative, just blame Noseman. This is how we feel. You know, and we're trying to get people like JD to just mention his name, dude. Just
never.
JD, just say, Triple H, you gotta fix your shit. Just try it at least once and see what your comments say. Try it out. Yeah, you're not bashing him. You're just saying, Triple H, I'm a little disappointed. Let's see what you got. Fix it up.
Is jumping off a bridge an option there, bros?
Right? That's what it feels like. So, Bullseye was saying, okay, one promotion, at least one can take my McDonald's storyline idea. Come on, it will say pro wrestling, mark my words. Right. That's the thing too, is like, I don't know if you've seen online, they actually have McDonald's championship belts that people have made, and Burger King championship belts. So this shit has already been made, but to actually have it in a storyline and have it play out, why not? I think it might have to do with McDonald's and, you know, not have them wanting to sully their name with working with somebody like WWE, but it's kiddie enough where you could make it work. McDonald's, and then you can do like the Happy Meals and have like little action figures, you know, and the Happy Meals. It'd be a good way to bring WWE's attention back to the mainstream. I tell you, working with fast food is a good way to do it.
Yeah, get the Happy Meal rub, you know, just get over with that. I mean, it's like they did it back in the day, you know, they fucking put all these like toys and shit in Happy Meals, and like it would help sell the product. I remember back in the fucking 90s, you know, like they would do that shit.
Well, just think about all the fucking fat nerds that would buy like fucking 10 of them, not only so they could collect the figures, but so they could fill up their fat stomachs. It works.
It's a we know what they do with them.
Money making opportunity. How many can I shove up there? Make that money.
I have 75.
Send records, I tell you. Marie said, AJ Lee feuds for 2025 and 2026 are so predictable, with Alexa, Zelina, Lyra, Rhea, Julia, and Bayley all being possible feuds and opponents. And I'm not excited for any of those, man. I'm not excited for a single one of those. Like, that's the thing, too. Is like, they'll job Alexa. They'll job Bayley. They'll job Julia. All these women will job to AJ Lee in the beginning. Do I think it's worth it? No. AJ's never been great on the mic. She could say some funny shit from time to time, but she's, to me, like, especially I found this out through her commentary on WoW, she's so fucking full of herself. Like, I could see why she's with Punk. They're both fucking egotistical SJWs. It makes sense.
She's like a fucking whiny, nasally female version of CM Punk.
She gets a lot of his snark. Like, she definitely, I tell you, she's definitely was a fangirl of his, and his personality definitely rubbed off on her. So, it's like, we don't need a female CM Punk. We're good with just the one beat up one that we got right now. We don't need another one.
We're good. I mean, but when it comes to AJ, is she terrible? No. Is she decent? Is she decent in the ring? Yeah. Is she massively overrated? Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, too, is you're going to see these neckbeards blow the fuck up online like it's the comeback of Jesus Christ, and you watch her in the ring and you're just like, what the fuck are you guys getting excited about? You know?
Like, they're going to fucking blow a load when she does that remember that spider move that she does?
Oh, yeah. The one she ripped off to Jerry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when she does the tarantula, yeah, they're going to be, oh my God! Yeah, that's the thing, too, is, I tell you, the reason why they're bringing her back in Chicago is because they know besides New York and Chicago, and maybe Philly, they would not get any sort of pops for her. You would have some old school fans that'd be like, yay, AJ Lee. But they're specifically aiming for Chicago because they know they can get that neckbeard pop in that area.
Oh, for sure. Well, that, and I think the hometown of CM Punk and AJ, they're kind of doing it in their own hometown kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's going to be what we predicted. It's just going to be a fucking fizzle out. It's just going to die off. But yeah, that's Triple H's booking for you. what can we tell you? It's just what he does.
That's what he does. So Hilo said, DWRP, you're just scoping out the power. Until Triple H, until you get unseated by Vince McMahon when 14 and I buys WWE with the Saudis. So just enjoy your power while you got it, buddy. So Marcus was saying, I'll never understand wrestling tribalism. People can and should enjoy WWE, AEW, and TNA.
Sure, like, find things you can enjoy, and I'm sure I understand.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, we think everything sucks, but at the same time, we'll take a chance with everything. Like, we hate WWE, we'll still check out PLEs just to see if anything cool happens. You know, we aren't the biggest fans of AEW. We'll check out an AEW pay-per-view from time to time to see if it's any good. TNA has been shit in the bed for the longest time. We'll still check it out and see if they got anything cool going on. We don't give up on pro wrestling. We're going to keep on fighting for it because we want to save it. We want to see it still alive because we love it, man. We love pro wrestling. And to see it in a state where it's got so much potential and it just wastes it, squanders it away, it's very frustrating.
I mean, it's a shame. And that's like kind of where we're stuck now. It's like you can't really have hope in any one company. You just kind of like gotta like look for like things like you can pick and choose what you like from each company. Like, oh, that one wrestler in WWE, oh, LA Knight, he's good. Okay, I'll be a fan of his when he's on TV. I'll root for him, and maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll buy a ticket to a show. Who knows? Probably not. But
well, that's the thing too. Is
AEW, they got talents there. Like, there's something there that you can like.
Yeah, if you're a fan watching on TV, for sure, there's definitely a couple talents in each company that you're like, okay, well, I can check them out, at least for their segments on YouTube. But, like, for the most part, there's not enough talents to constitute buying a ticket to a lot of these shows. Even back before COVID, it had enough star power where you could go to a show and like, yeah, Triple H is booking it, but at least there's some people I want to see. Nowadays, Triple H is booking it and there's nobody we want to see. So it's like, it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, well, and I would say, like, I do think it's fine to hate AEW if they continue to fuck up. Like, that's fine, because, like, there's so much potential there, and if they keep fucking it up, I think it's right to hate them.
I wouldn't say hate them, but just hold them accountable for what they're doing wrong, That's...
Be disappointed.
Disappointed? No, absolutely. Alejandro said if MJF and Tony Storm leave AEW, they're screwed. That's the top male draw and the top female draw they got right now. And why are they? Take a look at why those two people who are not work rate machines are the top of the company. Because they have personalities and they have charisma and they can work the mic. It should be a notice to everybody in the AEW locker room. If you got a day off, go take an acting class. Fuck taking bumps in the gym. Go take a fucking acting class. Get up to par with these people.
I mean, at the very least, like, work on, because, like, with the acting, it helps you with your promo because it helps you know how to be more believable when you're doing a promo.
Absolutely. So, just get on that shit. Paragon said, Noseman, SmackDown at 1.1 million cinema. That's why less and less people keep on fucking watching. And he's going to learn real quick, especially during football. It doesn't matter who the fuck you bring back. It doesn't matter what you got going on. People aren't going to watch your show. Because you're too afraid to be edgy, you're too afraid to be controversial, and just bringing back random stars and letting them flounder in the mid-card is not going to be enough to hook anybody. It's at the point where, is there any real reason to watch SmackDown? Like, is there any real star draws? Like, I like Alexa Bliss, I'm not going to watch SmackDown just for her. No. But, like, you look at it, like, especially with what's dominating on SmackDown right now, Cody Rhodes' championship reign and the Bloodline feud. Both are boring, old, and stale. What is the fucking hook? What is the catcher for SmackDown to make anybody want to watch?
Nothing. I mean, there really is nothing. And the other thing, too, we got to talk about the NFL is that, the NFL is now doing Friday games.
Okay. It's definitely something more for people to watch.
But what I'm saying is that that's going to eat into SmackDown.
Oh, for sure. Now they're going to get fucked, and this is a good thing, though. I'm glad that they are. It almost feels like NFL is counter-programming WWE. I love it.
How's it taste? Nose Man?
It feels bad, and I don't like it. Good.
How do you think it fucking tastes? How do you think it fucking feels?
It's karma. This is him counter-programming AEW. This is a much bigger entity coming by and fucking bullying him. It's karma. This is what you get, motherfucker.
I fucking love it. I love the karma of, like, he thinks he could escape the NFL because we're going to be on Fridays. Nope, fuck you. The NFL's greedy, and they want Friday nights. They're probably going to want Tuesday nights pretty soon and Wednesday nights.
Oh, I hope so. I just fucking do 5 days a week. Fuck it.
5 days a week. But add Saturdays in there, too. Like, make it the entire fucking week.
And then, you know what? Add an extra day for Super Bowl Sunday, so 7 days for that week.
Boom. There you go.
So Tio said, how would MJF be booked in Noseman's WWE and renamed? I think he would keep his name MJF. I can see him working out some sort of copyright deal for that. But I could see him getting a big push right off the bat, like almost like a Y2J type of push, and then eventually settling into a comedy mid-carder role, probably working with Miz in a tag team or something. Yeah.
That's what he's going to be. He's going to turn him into like a Jewish Miz. That's what he's going to make him.
Yeah, I mean, this Noseman, he doesn't know what to do. Well, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that MJF, he's a great mic guy, but he's the type of guy that almost needs a stable behind him. Like, if I brought in MJF, I would give him a massive fucking bodyguard like Omos and I give him like a badass tag team to kind of like watch his back. He needs an entourage. I think that's the best way to bring in MJF.
I agree. I think he needs like an entourage. Yeah, like a big wrestler to defend him. Like, yeah, no, I think that could work for sure. Like Wardlow, no, probably they've already done that. Honestly, I could see them doing that. I could see just to stick it to Tony, putting them back in another faction again.
They could. I mean, I'm telling you, Omos is such an underrated bodyguard. I know he's a big black man. I understand that, Triple H. But having a guy like that on TV, especially like, let's say for a chicken shit heel like Seth Rollins, or even an MJF if you play him like that, it would be awesome. Who's going to fuck with either of these chicken shit heels when you got 7'4" Ugandan giant in their fucking face? Nobody. Nobody going to say shit. So, Marcus was saying, Triple H sucks as head of creative when the majority want an 80-year-old man to be in charge again. This is when you know it's a big fucking problem. Because a lot of these nerds that were saying, I hope Vince dies. I don't want Vince back. Triple H rules. 2 years later, they were changing their tune. Like, wow, I kind of miss those storylines. I kind of miss what Vince had. You don't know what you got until it's gone. Now you do.
And we were saying for years, like, hey, worry about storylines, worry about characters. They're like, no, we want bangers. They're like, no, you fucking don't, because if you do, you're going to get record low ratings, and who ended up being right?
Like us, we're always... we don't like bragging and being egotistical, but at least a good 90% of the time, we are right about the shit. And that's the thing, too, is like, because dumbasses will be like, that shit's not going to happen. Wait a year. Wait 6 months. Mm-hmm. Whenever we say something, you have to be patient. It will happen. Just give it time. So, yeah, DJ was saying pro wrestling is a lost cause. And DJ, I understand you feeling that way. A lot of fans feel that way. I personally feel just be patient. During this time period, go ahead and enjoy other sports. Go ahead and enjoy other forms of entertainment. Come back around 2027. I think that's the time period when I really feel that Vince is going to make a move to buy WWE and try to fix some of this shit. And that's what it's honestly going to take for Tony to change his ways too. He's always been the type of guy where he's not a creative man on his own. He has to have an inspiration. He's a fanboy. He looked up to a guy like Triple H, and that's why I think he books a lot like him. He's like, wow, if his shit is working, let me try his style. He's the leader. I think it would help having a guy like Vince around, because then he would actually rip off a decent style of booking and not this matchmark bullshit.
Well, it would help having Vince back in the company in any form, in any shape or form whatsoever, because I think a lot of fans will be like, fuck this shit, I'll just go back to AEW. I could see a lot of fans just saying, fuck this shit, let's go to TNA. Because I don't think if you're a passionate professional wrestling fan, you're not going to give up on wrestling because Vince is running WWE again.
No.
You'll just go to the alternative. More than
likely. And I could definitely see TNA. You're absolutely right about that. TNA is going to get a huge bump right now from all this. I think some of the bigger indies are going to start getting a bump because of how AEW is really failing. Like, if AEW were doing well, they would be taking a lot of that attention away. I think people are getting to the point where they're wanting to look around and wanting to try out different things. It's just... When wrestling is so bad, wrestling fans are not just going to give up on wrestling. The hardcores, no. They'll go and they'll fucking find other shit if they're really looking for their fix. So, Marcus said, can't decide who's worse, Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. Me personally, at least with Rhea, I'm not the biggest fan of her SJW antics and all her crying online and the panic attacks and all this other stupid shit. But at the same time, I can't deny that when this woman walks out, she gets a pop. She's not my favorite. But when she walks out, the fans fucking love Rhea Ripley. And the casuals love her. Io Sky is one of the most forced WWE experience, Triple H experiments, that I've ever seen in modern day. She has never looked weak in her entire WWE career. Even back when she was Io Shirai, she was heavily pushed in NXT. Never at a single time in her whole entire career in NXT or on the main roster has she been made to look weak. She's always been booked strong, always. And she's this weak little Japanese girl, not even that athletic in the ring. People say she's the best wrestler in the fucking world. I don't see it. Vakir blows her out of the water. Roxanne Perez blows her out of the fucking water. But here are all these fucking dorks jacking off for her because of her fucking stardom acclaim and all that other bullshit. She is not that good, and it's been proven that as much as you put a mic on her, I wish promoters would learn this. Just because somebody fucking sucks on the mic, you can put them on the mic as many times as you want. They're not going to learn on the spot. They need to take acting lessons. They need to learn English. Throwing them out in the fucking fire and expecting them to get better each week is not the way to do it. They need to get better on their own, and then you put them in front of the fucking camera. These segments are killing a lot of viewership too. And then you look at SmackDown. He's given into the fucking indie culture. What happens? You give Sami Zayn the fucking US title, what happens? Everybody tunes out. So it's only these British marks and these dorks online that want the shit that Triple H wants. Normal people realize that shit sucks and they tune out.
I know. It's just self-evident, right fucking there, but unfortunately they don't want to acknowledge. They want to be in their own little bubble. They want to be in their own little echo chamber. I want to bring up something real quick, and somebody mentioned in the comments. Todd brought it up in the comments.
Okay.
I'm watching it right now. Dude, Impact is on live on YouTube right now.
Well, see, that's smart, man. I'm telling you, that's the way that a lot of these companies just start putting your shit on YouTube. When Ring of Honor, when they actually put Supercard of Honor on YouTube, I was like thinking maybe Tony's doing something smart here. Because that's the biggest thing is like people don't want to pay for this ROH paywall. They don't want to pay for Honor Club. Why would I want, like, how are you going to get me into Ring of Honor when you have it behind a fucking paywall? Same thing with TNA Plus. How are you going to get me into any of these indie companies when you have them behind a fucking paywall? Put at least one show on YouTube. It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
Well, and what I'm watching right now, it's kind of weird. It's like they're at like a commercial break and they're just showing like the ring is empty and they got the camera guys out there. This is kind of cool. Like this really is like something that I why didn't they advertise this? Why don't we know about this?
Because that's wrestling nowadays. Anytime you see something actually cool, you find out about it a couple weeks later. It's never on time, dude. The advertising is out the window, especially in the days of social media. You think that they would let people know about this, but no, this is what we got. Alejandro said, Tony Khan needs to stop doing 10-man tag matches. It's just a spot fest. No one gets over. TK should only do it when it's a faction warfare in a big angle. Yes. And this is how I feel, too. I've always felt that the 10-man and the 12-mans are stupid. Because if you really want to get all these people out onto TV, what you do is you put them in a stable. You take the one who's the best at working the mic and you have him be the talker for the group and have them cut a promo. So let's say you got 3 guys. One guy's the best promo talker out of them all. The other 2 are like whatever. Have him be the main guy that works the mic and have him promote a feud or angle with another fucking stable. That's what he really needs to do. Get these guys together in stables and have a mic worker, a main mic worker, a leader, a heater, somebody who can actually talk for the faction. That's what he really needs to do. Start having these wrestler banger factions have at least one dude who can talk. And like, I know he's probably thinking, I need managers like Don Callis. You don't. There's a lot of people who can talk on the mic. Fire Don Callis. Yeah. Use the people on your roster who can actually fucking talk and make the managers. If they're not the best wrestlers, make the managers. Give us a reason to care about the Death Riders. Give us a reason to care about the Hurt Syndicate. You know, you do, at least with MVP. He's a good mic worker. But with Death Riders, what do you got? Who's
Moxley?
John Moxley is your great mic worker. That don't fucking work out. Come on.
No wonder why that faction sucks. Because you have John Moxley as the guy hyping it up.
Well, it's not only that, but it's just such a shit faction. Like, besides Claudio, who does he have that's really a good player? Like, Moron Shitface sucks. Nobody wants to see her. Nobody likes Wheeler Yuta anymore. Like, I'm trying to figure out the draw with that stable. Like, besides Moxley and Claudio.
There really is none.
Pretty much. So, Flat Pat said, do you think The Rock is out of wrestling for good because of his drastic weight loss? Yeah, I think he. So? I think he might come back and work an angle or two, just a talking angle. I don't think he's ever going to wrestle ever again. I think once you see like people like Batista and The Rock get super skinny, they're not getting back in the ring. They've adjusted the fact that Hollywood likes their actors skinny. Very, very rarely will you see actors that are naturally swole. Like Terry Crews is one of the few, but well, he works out, of course. But like, you don't see them keep the muscle over all these years. A lot of them, especially if they're at the top level, they slim down. So yeah, Batista slimmed down, Rock slimmed down. Cena's probably going to slim down by next year, I think. So yeah, when you get that old and you're in a different profession where you don't have to be stacked and jacked. Why not? You know, save your heart while you can.
I agree. I mean, especially with the Rock getting close to like his mid-50s, getting close to 60. You know, he may have been having heart issues for all we know. Like, who knows? But for him to lose weight that quickly, yeah, and he lost the muscle. So it's like to maintain muscle, you got to eat a lot of calories.
Well, and what were we talking about not too long ago is that The Rock was actually in the hospital for a heart condition for issues. So I think it was maybe after that he's like, shit, man, being swole and jacked is not worth it. I'm just going to go ahead and just be natural me. So there you go.
Well, and The Rock, too, like, he doesn't need to be that jacked and swole to still be a draw. Like, The Rock could go out there right now, 230 pounds, 240, 250. He could go out there right now, cut a promo, and be massively over because he's The Rock. So,
like I said, is all he has to do is just wear a suit to cover up the skinny arms, and he's good. Wear a suit, come on out, cut a promo, you're good. People forget about all that shit. So, Alejandro said Jey Uso and Jada Parker were seen together in an airport. They're not even hiding it. Also, Jey is married with kids. It's very toxic. Well, and people would just be saying, "Oh, they're just road buddies. You guys have your fucking mind in the gutters. You incels have porn brains." No. That's the thing is, like, if you're traveling on the road with somebody, you should do it with somebody of the same sex. Just so, especially if you're married, you're not putting rumors out there and not causing bullshit like Jey Uso is doing right now, or even CM Punk for that matter. It's like, what's up?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, how many times have we seen in wrestling history where, like a male and a female wrestler are on the road and they hook up, like they're not in a relationship, but they then like fall in love with one another and then get in a relationship.
Chris Benoit woman.
Exactly. Brock Lesnar and Sable.
Yep. Yeah. True. Yeah. Yes. People forget that Sable was with Mark Marrow and Brock stole her right away. That happens in wrestling all the fucking time. Look at what happened with Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. Shit like this happens in wrestling all the fucking time. And that's the thing, too, is like, because it's such an insular community. Yeah, you're just like, shit, I'm around these people all the time. They're hot. Fuck it. Let me give it a try, And I mean, shit, like, for anybody who looks at, like, Darby Allin, how he hooked up with Priscilla Kelly, when you're around those people all the time, there's nobody else left. It's like, fuck it. That's what it comes down to. So.
Well, I think they kind of like had things in common. Like they're both goths, or both, so they're probably hooked up in that regard, and they're both wrestlers. So I think they kind of like met on the road and formed a relationship, and then she saw like I could probably do better for myself, and she did, and good for her, and Yeah.
But, no. What? I'm sorry. No, it's just this is the type of thing I can completely understand the viewpoint of you need somebody to travel with. You need a travel buddy. It makes traveling, especially when you're being booked as much as they are, it makes traveling a lot easier. But how does it make any sense when you have somebody who, for the most part, is always doing shows over in Florida, going on tour with a guy who is all over the country and all over the world? How does that make any sense? Like, I can understand if they were both NXT people, I could, maybe, I could be like, okay, maybe they're just good platonic friends. But the fact that she mainly stays in Florida and he's touring the world and she's coming with him and he's married with kids, evil.
It is. It straight up is.
Yeah. And more people need to call him out. We'll show you the video on the news, by the way. So
can I mention one more thing about the whole TNA live thing? I think what's going on, because like this is a live episode, and if I remember correctly, they do one live episode a month, and so I think they just put that on YouTube, and I think every other episode is going to be on Access until they get a new deal. I think that's the way it is, if I'm not mistaken.
Good start using YouTube. I agree. It's free. Use it. It's so frustrating that people don't like it. At this point, it's not about making that fucking sponsorship or ad money. It's about getting your name out there, because that's the thing is like, if you get your name out there for free, you build up interest and you make people want to go to your shows. It's that fucking you build it up for free. They don't get it, man.
No, they don't get it. Like, I'm watching right now, Matt and Jeff Hardy coming out to the ring. They're paired with remember Mara Sade?
No, I don't.
Well, I think like Jakara Jackson might have been her name.
Jakara. Yeah, Jakara. Weird. Okay.
They got her dressed like Jeff Hardy out there. Like, okay.
Okay. That's something. Alejandro said all Noseman cares about is cheap pops, no stories, because he knows that these fans won't hold his feet to the fire. He knows that they'll just let him get away with being a lazy jackass. With Tony, he had to fail for them to hold him accountable. With Triple H, really, I mean, for the most part, nerds still suck his dick online. Yeah, you have some people saying that he's racist, some people saying that he can't book, but for the most part, he's still getting his dick sucked because he's winning. Once he starts fully losing, that's when you're going to see everybody open up on how awful of a booker he is. All the hypocrites that said that he was a creative genius are going to start opening up and letting you know how they feel about Triple H on the real, when they don't have to fit in anymore.
Well, and we got to point out, too, like the ratings are getting lower and lower. They're not getting the sellouts that they were getting back in 2024. They're not getting the merch numbers that they were getting last year. It's like things are on a downward trend for WWE right now. It may look good, but things are on a downward trend, and I don't know if AJ Lee is really going to save them
No, well, that's the thing too, is like she's never been this stellar mic worker. She's never been this person that blows your fucking mind when she steps on a mic. She's not bad when it comes to the in-ring shit, but it has been proven with people like Nikki Bella, who is a bigger name and has more name value. Yeah, the fucking dickhead Smarks Online hater, but she has more name value than AJ Lee does, and she's a fart in the fucking wind. When that happens, you know that's what's going to happen with AJ Lee. She's going to be a fart in the wind.
Yeah, it's just going to fade away like everybody else does due to the creative. And it's a shame. It really is that you have talents like them that can't be sustained or built up. I mean, look at Roman Reigns. Look at what Triple H did to Roman Reigns.
Pathetic. Look at
pathetic.
Look at LA Knight. Yeah, this whole time you could have had a massive star that was helping to like build up the SmackDown brand. Had LA Knight beat Cody for the title and be the face of SmackDown. He could have had that, and he's like, no, just water him down and ship him over to Raw. This is what this idiot does. He's so unbelievably stupid. He just doubles down on shitty, like no draws like Cody, and doesn't care. It's so frustrating. Joey said, I miss Boogs. And we do too. We do too. Like, Boogs would be one of the first people, if we brought in a pro wrestling company, that we would hit up. We would hit up Boogs and Cross. Two first people, because they get it. You know, this is like, you got, in our opinion, when they were in NXT, you had the perfect heel and the perfect babyface. And you could put them on posters. They're both strong as shit. They both look like superstars. Now, Boogs, he's just a competitive bodybuilder. It really felt like with Boogs, like Triple H didn't like the fact that he was getting pops on his own. This is something that we pointed out a lot of times before. He hates anybody that can organically get over on their own. When he came out for that encore, that probably was like, all right, you're fucking dead to me now.
Well, he got over. It's not his fault that he's charismatic and can get over. What, are we going to blame him for having talent? I mean, come on.
I guess so. That's how Noseman does. So, what's the point of NXT if guys like Trick are going to be stuck there? If you're not Samoan or a Nepo baby, you're not getting a push in WWE. That's how it is. If you're not an NXT Black and Gold darling, and you're not Samoan, you will not be used properly on TV. Even then, those people aren't being used properly. You will especially not be used properly on TV. But it's frustrating, too, with guys like we've always said for the longest time. Trick Williams and Obafemi are the future of WWE. And it feels like, not to be that type of person, but it feels like they're being kept in NXT because of their skin color. It feels like by this point, Vince would have already brought them up and done something with them and used them. Especially a guy like Trick, you know? Oba's, don't get me wrong, Oba, he's got a lot of potential. I think he needs to get a little bit better on the mic, but Trick, he's been ready to go from the get-go. He was one of those guys, when he stepped in with Carmelo Hayes, we're like, this guy's going to be the next Booker T. This guy's going to be the future of WWE. And instead he's just being shipped over to TNA to be their champion for whatever fucking reason.
Well, and like, I get why, there would be a reliance on Trick that, he's, a top star over in NXT. They're kind of reliant on him. They're using him over in TNA a lot. I get it, but at some point you got to shit or get off the pot when it comes to Trick Williams. Like, you either put him on the main roster or you just give up on him and let him go to AEW.
I feel the same way, man. So it is time for impressions.